Saw a church that defied everything. We're defying the governor's orders. We have 1,000 members. We're opening our church anyway. God is on our side. Really? Are we going to ask God to protect us when he tells us to use common sense and consider our neighbor in love and so on? And we're just going to risk everybody? You know, come to church, pick up coronavirus, you might be fine. Take it home to your elderly grandmother.
Right.
You know,
or someone with a compromised condition.
Right. So telling God I'm going to do something irresponsible. I'm going to toss myself off the temple and your angels are going to catch me. That's not faith either. And these are issues that I think we have a moment as Christians to slow down in an actual crisis and think about some of these issues. How does the believer respond to these things? How do you exercise caution without panic? How do you exercise faith and not give up your responsibilities to exercise caution? Yeah.
Shawn, I happen to have with me in studio today, I grabbed my NLT Bible, which is my morning, I call it my journaling Bible, because I always have one Bible that I mark up with promises and prayers and all kinds of things. And so this version of Psalm 91, which you've been studying with our family and with our VOP family, verse 11, it says, "For he will order his angels to protect you wherever you go." And that's a beautiful promise, isn't it?
Yeah, there is something else in that promise that we probably should pay attention to. And I know that we're about 60 seconds from a break. But you'll notice that these promises that God provides are for people who love the Lord.
Right.
And so it is a two-way street. Maybe you don't even necessarily believe in God, but maybe you want to take a look at this now that you watch the world sort of losing its bearings and people panicking. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. And here's what the believer has in this equation. We don't have to panic. We exercise caution. We obviously do. We're rational. It's a rational faith. We don't practice presumption. Presumption is not what faith is. We take the measures we can, and then we stand. I love this chapter. It says, he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his pinions in this version. Pinions are your wing feathers. This is really intimate. It's like a mother hen covering her chicks, which is actually the image that Jesus used for Jerusalem. Right? Under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and a buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. Where is it here? No evil shall be allowed to befall you, no plague come near your tent. He will command his angels concerning you. It's a marvelous psalm. Spend some hours there. You know, instead of wasting these hours on Netflix, grab your Bible. Maybe it's been a while since you had time for serious Bible study. Here's a great place to start, especially if you're feeling some worry. I want to say this about God's promises, and I said this just before the break, and I need to underline this. What we have as believers is the peace that passes understanding. We have a calmness of heart that there is a God who is in control.